I think you shouldn't tell people this, but I don't think we should be being paid, to be honest. What has happened for me in my life from doing this, the fitness, my physical health, my mental health has increased so dramatically because of the work and because what happens in Thai massage is that you reveal yourself to yourself. You're not actually healing anybody. You accept yourself.
Well, this is part two of my talk with Felicity Joy, and I'm so excited for this because she really shares in such wonderful texture and such beautiful way what it's like to live in a society where Thai massage is simply part of life, part of how people interact and get along, and just all the love and connection that exists in Chiang Mai in Thailand, which is one of the centers of Thai massage in the world. So all of that is coming right up.
Plus, it also I could live there, and it also meant I could go on my excursions to go and find people who were doing this wonderful healing work, which isn't documented, and nobody knows about it. And if the medicos ever saw it, it would be quackery. But I
Right.
don't care. People are getting better,
Mhm.
and that's the important thing is that people
Right,
are.
without pills, without chemicals that are changing their, without
Yes.
side effects, essentially.
Yeah. And also they're it's part of the community. Everybody gets to put their little bit of help into it. There's not this isolation. There's not these horrible bills that have to be paid. If you're ill, like even myself in Thailand, if I've got somebody who's ill and they can't pay, it's just like, who have you got in your family? You got someone who can type. You got somebody who can clean.
Right.
A roof that needs fixing. You got somebody for that.
Hmm.
And so it just becomes like it's just yummier. Like it just your community is getting very full from the exchange of knowledge, and that to me is really very important thing for me. I want to share as much knowledge, and I want to get a lot of this stuff out there because we can do amazing things with Thai massage.
It's amazing. I mean, honestly, I'm listening to you telling me these stories, and it's just, how could I not want to go to Thailand and check out some of these places and just, yeah, and of course, what you just said is so beautiful around, here in the West, there's a lot of isolation, individuality, and it just sounds like there it's a lot more community and people rallying together, working together, and with a lot more openness.
I mean, my name in my community is basically the foreigner we own. That's basically what I'm called, the foreigner we own, the sister we own. Also, they call me
Hmm.
um, because I live in a Thai community. So,
So how much time do you spend in Thailand and how much time do you spend, because now you're in London and you have a flat clearly in London.
I'm not for long. Somebody else will be living here. I haven't lived here in 17 odd years. So
Wow.
I live. I have a house and a cat and motorbikes, and my life is in Thailand, and I try to spend about 7 months of the year there.
And
But
whereabouts?
I'm in Chiang Mai,
Okay.
right in the center of all the wonderfulness.
Hmm.
Uh, and then from there I travel. So I come and spend uh, normally about 2 months in England and Europe, where I come out and teach.
Hmm.
Uh, and I've just got to spend this extra month here because I've got to do this place up so that my pension is secured. And then I go to America and Canada and do 2 months there. And then I pop down to Australia. I'm trying to get Australia on board because Australia's got a lot of stigma associated with Thai massage, and that needs to
Right.
change. Yes. They need to
Yeah.
grow up how great it is, I think.
Right.
So I'm just pushing my way, clawing my way into Australia to see if we can get
Hmm. Beautiful. And so tell me more about what you teach and what you see. I mean, you've been talking about you've been able to learn from masters and all kinds of aspects of Thai massage that haven't been documented, and now you are this vessel of knowledge and information. So where are you at in all this? Have you written any books? Have you written
I
any
haven't written
manuals?
books. I don't have time. You know, I'm like the busiest, maddest person in the world. I'm a doer. And I have a funny feeling that at some point, I ride motorbikes as well. So I have a funny feeling that at some point I'm going to have an accident, and that's when I'm going to be writing, because I just don't have time at the moment. I
Yeah.
write a lot of manuals is what I write. I like to write working manuals because part of the difficulty for Western people when they're studying with Thai, and particularly Thai masters, is it's not logical. And the way that when we train in the West, in anything, it's all about logic.
Right.
And in the West, we train people to think. So you're frequently asked, what do you think of that? Whereas in the East, we are not taught to think. We do, and we repeat, and then we do, and then we repeat.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking is not an important part of the study. And that's very frustrating often for Westerners, because they say, why am I doing this? And the teacher said, because I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, yeah, but why? It's like, because I tell you. And if you ask too many times, they won't tell you anymore.
Right.
And it's this different, it's considered disrespectful to ask your teacher why.
Mm-hmm.
And it's certainly you do learn in a special way when you are repeating, because what you eventually, especially if you're like doing something like we were doing, like running line after line after line, what happens is you start to discover things yourself, because you're like, oh, I'm so bored doing this. Oh, that's a kind of an interesting place. I wonder what that is. Let me press it for a bit. Wow, the more that I press it, the more this dissolves. Or the more I press it, wow, that's pushing me out. That feels really uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So you start to develop your own almost encyclopedia of how the body works. And so you don't have this kind of mind thing going on where you say, yes, well, the anterior cruciate ligament has popped out to the left, right, and this is because this person is a forward runner for the football. Your mind doesn't even go to that. What you say is, this is hot, this is cold. Oh, I feel really unhappy when I touch that. I want to cry. And so then you think, oh, I wonder why that makes me cry, or I wonder why I feel cold on the inside now, or and you've got to kind of develop an understanding, which it's like intuitiveness, really, is that you build pictures. So instead of having these words in your head of like logical stuff about tendons and ligaments and this empirical understanding of how the body works, you almost develop your own encyclopedia of how the body works. And that those interpretations to me are super beautiful, because that's operating from the higher self. And Thai massage has always been considered to be a meditative practice, and to be practiced in that very calm state of, and we do 3 exercises. We tend to do an exercise and we repeat it 3 times. So the first time you do it to test how far can somebody go? What is their range of motion, if we want to put it into Western terms?
Right.
And the second time you go, oh, let me just see how much I can push you in that. See what you do.
Right.
And the third time you go, well, I pushed it too far. That was a bit foolish. Or you went, brilliant. There's tons of space here. I can really go for it. Right. And so we're building people into things. We're not, and even when you think about it, you start at the feet, you start to build up feet, and then you come into legs, and then you come into double legs, and you come to lifting up through the back, and you're integrating the body back into itself. So I think that I think I just got lost in what I was saying.
Well, I was asking you about what you teach, and you were just, but I love what you were saying, because, all that was coming through to me was really clearly like, we're getting the mind, the thinking mind out of the way, and instead creating a direct link into intuition, into what you call the higher self or higher spirit. And by just working on repeating and following what someone says, eventually that simply takes root, and then you can really that's how you become a master yourself.
I think so. But it's also, I think that also the other thing that comes into this is that I don't think that you do Thai massage to people. I think that I think you shouldn't tell people this, but I don't think we should be being paid, to be honest. What has happened for me in my life from doing this, the fitness, my physical health, my mental health has increased so dramatically because of the work, and because what happens in Thai massage is that you reveal yourself to yourself. You're not actually healing anybody. You accept yourself. You're seeing these things in yourself. You're using your own intuition, your own body, your feelings to get to a place of real calm. And you're saying prayers about, please bring me the intuition, please, we know it's the same above as below, please Shiva, go guide me into helping, because I know when I help people, the more people I can help, the happier and healthier they are, the more that the world can be the world that I want, which is a happy, healthy place to be in. And so when we're coming from this place of self-discovery rather than this kind of learned behavior of I do this and then I do this and I do this and I apply this to this person. It doesn't matter if this person is, 12-year-old Filipino girl. I do the same thing to her as I do the 70-year-old ex-boxer.
Mm-hmm.
It can't work like that when you're using your intuition and when you're using this thing you're discovering, because you don't apply something to them. You let their body reveal to you what the body needs.
Right. Wow.
And
Beautiful.
that's that place, yeah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of what I try to teach. Like a lot of my work is, it is one of the main comments that students come at the end, besides, having blood dripping down their ears from me talking at them for such a long time. Is that they get an understanding of who they are within the work, and what skills they bring, because we all bring whatever this beautiful part of ourselves, this work, this, it is our higher self. I want to give to you. I want to give to you because I want the world to be better. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be happy, because then you'll be healthy and happy to, Bob and Jane and Arthur down the road. And then when I see Bob's mum's really happy, and I'm happy now that Bob's mum's happy because you down there did a massage on Bob.
Right.
and this is all the stuff that I love to be a part of, and also part of the reason I live in Thailand, because we are all massaging each other, and it's no wonder that we're all walking around with grins on our faces and falling over each other to help each other. Could I help you with that? Could I carry your groceries? Could I please open your door? Can I walk your dog?
Wow. So and you think that kind of friendliness, massage has a big part to play in it?
Yes, I do. We're touching each other all the time in Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first went to teach, at Sunshine, the teachers would all have a nap in the afternoon. And I thought what a great, when the students were at lunch. And I thought, brilliant, I like a nap. And so I remember going upstairs, and I got my mat and I had my pillow and I was all sorted. And I lay down, and then one of the other teachers, because my mat was pretty nice, and she came and lay down next to me. And I'm thinking, I'm a bit Western about this, She's lying a little bit close, and then lo and behold, another one comes and lies down the other side. And now I've got two of them, and I'm all being Western, and I'm not really enjoying the fact that somebody's got their head on my shoulder. And then another one comes in, and he's got his head on my leg, and all of a sudden there's like 5 teachers all kind of cuddling around me, and I'm in the middle thinking, I don't know about this. And then one of it says, oh, why you not relax? We could all relax together. And so, okay, well, I'll try to relax. After a little while of understanding that this was just the normal thing. If you want to punish a child in Thailand, you make them sleep in their own bedroom. You don't let them sleep with the family. Mm. So this whole falling into a pile of grown-ups was extremely comforting. And once I got over my westernized ways of I'm only allowed to be touched by my partner or my best friend, that basically anybody's kind of allowed to fall asleep on me, there was a real relaxation that also happened inside of me.
Right.
It's like, I don't have to protect myself from other people or whatever it is, you know?
Sure. Like on a like your nervous system literally changed in
Yeah.
terms of just being able to relax on a deeper level.
Mm.
And
Because, oh,
no, I'm just wondering, so I guess, I mean, clearly Thailand and massage, I mean, it's been such an integrated part of the culture for thousands of years. And I'd be curious to know a little bit more about that and just how you see it. How is massage part of the culture there? How is, just talking about all of that.
well, people touch all the time. Also, I think you've also got to understand is that the parents don't bring up children. Grandparents bring up children. Mm-hmm. Typically, you get married fairly early on, and that's your working years. So that's the time when you can really put out work between, 18, 20, to about 40. Like you've got good, really, you're strong, you can work, whether it's in the fields or wherever in the shop. And so during that time, Granny, who's a bit older, looks after the kids. And I mean, even if you read some, Jungian therapy, you'll often find that grandparents and children relate better than parents and children, parents and grandparents. So you won't meet a Thai person who has not walked on their grandmother's back, because Granny's body's sore. And when she's got the kids around, she'll lie on the floor and get the children to walk on her. It's like it's the normal thing to do, I guess, like
right.
I don't know, playing with something, I don't know. So everybody's doing it. And touch, because we don't have, like there's no pornography in Thailand. There's no, being a pimp is illegal. If you want to sell your body as a woman, you're completely allowed to do that. But a man or a woman cannot sell you. That's
right.
Illegal. Sexuality is not. We're getting a little bit of it coming in on television, but sexuality is kind of like, we don't talk about that stuff. It's really private, and so touch is friendly. It's always felt like friendly. Mm-hmm. Like when I go out to see my landlady to go and pay my rent, we hold hands. We're writing out a business contract, but we're holding hands.
Wow.
So touch is it's an important way that I understand other people. And it's a real connection thing. So even when you go to the market, people will be sitting in the market just massaging each other just randomly. You're out with your friends, you give someone a squeeze. If I go to buy clothes and I see somebody's got like a funky shoulder, and they know that I'm, it's like, oh, you'll fix my sister. It's like, yeah, no problem, I'll fix you too. It's a normal interaction
right.
to touch, and it seems to be connected with sexuality, because I find that when I come back, I have to be a little bit conscious about randomly helping people, because it's you're a bit nutty if you go around and someone rubbing their shoulder on the bus and you say, oh, can I help you with that? And we've got nothing else to do, we've got to get on our journey. It's like,
right.
But yes, it's very, very normal to work on people. Like even another one, my neighbors had a baby that had terrible colic. My speciality is these days is stomach, because I'm getting old and I'm getting too old to lift up people too much. So I work a lot on abdominal work, and also because in the West we have such problems with food and digestion and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So my neighbor's baby was crying and crying and crying one night, and just that's like 10 houses can't sleep because of this baby. And right. I was, I've had enough of this. So I got up and went over to my neighbor's house, which involved jumping a fence. And I just walked into their house and the mother's just like, she's looking like she wants to kill people. And they
Right.
don't know me, and I just took the baby and I did my little trick of swaddling the baby and making the sound of the aorta. And 3 minutes, we've got silence in the neighborhood, and I give the baby back and I go home. And that's what we do. Even when I'm sick, if I've got a cough at 3 o'clock in the morning, guaranteed one of my neighbors will be around with some medicine and just walk into my house and give it to me. But to walk into somebody's bedroom, it doesn't have the same stigma. In the West, I wouldn't walk into somebody's bedroom unless I was invited.
Of course.
Different way of being.
Yeah, it's clear. And, I mean, from a personal point of view, it's amazing to hear these stories about the impact of touch to help people feel more relaxed, more trusting, more connected, and that you just have a very rich kind of way of life and touch is just such an integral part of it, whether it's helped to foster it or whether it's helping to just, deepen it, whatever it may be. It's, to me, it's so beautiful. It's this one, I often feel like, and one thing I always talk about and teach here, like in North America, is, we're starving for touch. We're starving for these connections, and how time massage and the work that we do, I think, is really helping to bring that here in the West, so that we can catch up from being thousands of years behind a place like Thailand, where it's just been so integrated and part of life for so long that, this spirit of helping people, this spirit of neighbors working together, the things that kind of happen here in the West only when there's like an emergency, like, of like a hurricane or a tornado, and it kind of ravages a community, and then everyone kind of comes together, where it seems like that spirit is just kind of pervading everyday life all the time. And it's, people don't even think about it. It's just so nice to be in it. I think that is such a big thing that we in the West need to learn from a place like Thailand, and what are the practices and what are the things that help make that a reality,